I am so hyped for this. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is one of those shows I didn't think would get made. The Game of Thrones IP oftentimes has talks about potential narratives that never come to fruition. The story of an unlikely hero and his squire seemed too risky to me. No returning actors, taken from a less popular book, and just doesn't have that low-risk approach many of your modern studios want. This show is taking a big swing by going smaller, and I believe it will be better for it. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, I really need a shorter name for that. Anatsk has the opportunity to tell an intimate story unlike projects of the past. The only question is, can they execute to the extent that this show feels different and satisfies your OG fans? Who knows? I'm just about to watch the first episode, and I guess it will take a full season to get that answer. For now, all I can do is try to contain my excitement for the premiere. Please don't mess this up, guys. Well, they didn't mess it up. Fresh out this first episode, the show's future looks bright. Spoiler warning now, because I am going to go over a lot of plot details. No book stuff though, don't worry. In the beginning, I was a little scared, not gonna lie. It opens showing off this knight's past as he buries his dead master, a very serious and sad moment. Then a few minutes later, after this guy believes he's worthy to carry his master's sword, there it is. Can you hear it? The Game of Thrones theme fading in, building up to a massive crescendo, surely to unveil another grandiose intro. Yeah. Now we know exactly what this show is going to be. Like I said, initially in this moment I was very scared. As far as bringing in your Game of Thrones lovers goes, disrespecting the intro a few minutes in is a risky play. Now you've set yourself apart plenty, making a comedic choice much more in your face than anything we've seen before. Since you've established this, you'll also have to keep it up. If the tone feels too serious compared to up front, the intro dodging will feel disrespectful. If it feels too funny though, you're gonna fully lose those classy Game of Thrones purists. You know, the House of the Dragon lovers. If there's anybody left after season 2. The shows before this sit up on a pedestal as high-class art. Most of the time. It's not easy to switch it up this much. In the end, you'll see it was right for a Knots to come out this strong. That's probably not easier to say than A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Once we're shown how goofy the lead is, or just the fact that his name is Sir Dirk, it's obvious this is going to be different. Comedy in this episode is everywhere. A flashback contradicting a claim. Sir Duncan hitting his noggin on stuff, or just being an idiot in many other ways. A house head making a fool of himself. This comedy, though, isn't just present for a cheap laugh. A lot of the times it's there to directly subvert your expectations. Take this line of dialogue when Dunk asks Lionel Baratheon what he should do with his money problems.
I don't know. I'm really quite drunk.
That is a line that would never get spoken in previous shows, although it probably should have more so. Besides going for laughs or expectation subversions, or both, the show does offer some other qualities that are very much needed. First off, the intimacy is exactly what I wanted. The stakes feel very small for now, and the bigger world is a long way away. There's not a ton that feels familiar besides a few name and signets, so it feels alienated from everything else. I think that will end up being this series' best quality. If it can manage to gradually grow this world so that when we get to the top, we truly remember the bottom, it'll be unlike any Game of Thrones journey we've seen before. The other part of this coming journey is familiar, but I think will pay off. Egg is this little guy who is for sure going to be someone, although I haven't read the books, so I don't know who. He's put there to set up our father-son dynamic, or maybe more of a brother dynamic, because this kid is very capable. The show first denies you his presence because Dunk doesn't want to take him under his wing, then presents how grown Egg is. He's able to track Duncan and do a bunch of stuff at camp for him. Even in the first episode, we see that, of course, this won't just be Egg learning from Dunk. It'll often be the other way around. There is a choice made for this episode that I'm a little torn about. They choose to not show any fighting at all, unless you count this little sparring match. This is an early Game of Thrones thing, skipping out on or not prioritizing the action. There would have been an opportunity here for this show to establish its willingness to go to battle early. And hell, I really do want to see this dude fight. But I'm kind of glad they didn't go there yet. In a show that's spending so much effort going for laughs with words, we need more time for additional dialogue paving the way for our serious moments. I also just like dialogue-driven shows, so I might be biased. The last best quality that episode 1 brought out has to be the fucking vibe. This show feels different not just because it's intimate or comedic, but also because it's endearing. The score sounding like it's taken from an animated Robin Hood. The scenes that take time saying goodbye or looking at the stars. A man named Dunk finding his new voice as Sir Duncan the Tall. The characters so far have some true heart, and bringing that out with comedy to supplement, it shows that A Night of the Seven Kingdoms could truly transport us to a place no Game of Thrones show has before. One where we can say LOL and WTF at the same time, and the laughter actually be intended. I feel that this series could be a real step in the right direction for this franchise. As much as I love the snobby, high and mighty Game of Thrones, at times it has lost the right to earn that energy, and at the very least, it'll be nice to have a break. By adding in a breath of unpretentiousness, if that's a word, a nice balance in the Game of Thrones universe could be struck. Not only can A Night of the Seven Kingdoms feel fresh if it keeps this up, but it will also need to stick to its strengths to stay respectful. Otherwise, just don't absolutely ruin the final season, and you'll be fine. And with that, thank you, Kelly. Specifically you, Kelly. And of course, to everyone else who watched this one, thank you. I had an absolute blast getting to watch and make this and get a video out way faster than I normally do. I'm so excited for episode 2. If you want to see a video on that, please let me know. What I meant to say was hello and welcome to the final stretch. First off here, I just want to say thank you. All of you guys have been super amazing, and we're getting really close now to a huge milestone on YouTube, which is the 1,000 subscribers mark, and for myself is also going to be monetization. That means I'm making money. You probably know that word. That's right, though. When we hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll officially be monetized, and ladies and gentlemen, I could not have done it without you. I really love doing this, and getting to put these videos on for an audience is a real dream for me. So yeah, to celebrate continuing doing this and crossing this big finish line, I'm going to announce a giveaway. That's right, actually kind of 2 giveaways. First, we have the adventure book. And no, I am not giving this book itself away. What I'm giving away is your name, right? Whoa. Sorry, but you get your name in here. That's what you get. If you are already subscribed or you subscribed right now and comment this word above on the bottom of this video or any of the videos with this announcement, your name will be included in this book on that page that I just had open. But wait, there's more. Not only will being subscribed and commenting this word under one of these videos get your name in this book, but it'll also enter you into a raffle. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a raffle. One of the last